Hello and welcome to Rev Sports Cricket 360. Another match won, another series won, and the streak goes on to 11. What a fascinating game. Just before the game, we were talking about that we wanted to see good fight. Sri Lanka put on more than a good fight. Really, really good to see what Sanaka did at the end. Captain stuff. I mean, really wonderful to see the fight at the end. And I thought that was above par. And obviously, Joydeep that told us that the pitch is a good one. But I think this is a victory that Team India will be very happy with. I mean, just look at the way the middle order function. I mean, Shreyas, I just don't even know that after two such back-to-back victories, after some of the innings that he's played in the recent past, how does one drop or rest a player of this caliber? Not just the way he got the runs. And Jadeja, my goodness me, this was absolutely fabulous. The drive that he started the game when he came and the one that he ended with. And of course, we'll talk about Sanju's cameo as well. Jadip, the overall, what did you think? Happy with Team India's win and the way they went about this?
Yeah, certainly. I don't think there was a contest. I think that's an as one-sided a victory as you will see. All we can say is Sri Lanka batted really well. We didn't bowl as well as we should have. Harshit had an off day, that can happen. And I just feel that even if Sri Lanka got 220, 230, we would have chased it. Not because they didn't have the bowling to stop us. It's also how well our batters will depend on how they bowl. You only react to the ball. So if the ball is of a certain standard, then you can't do a lot. So I just feel that the bowling was way below par for Sri Lanka. I feel that they had no plans. They just couldn't stop any of the Indian batsmen. I think the freedom with which the runs came was disappointing. Runs can always come, but Jadeja pulled two balls in a row with no square leg, with short ball. No idea what was going on, what the plan was. But overall, that's as one-sided a victory as you'll see. And it's obviously a heavyweight and a bantamweight fighting. Yes, bantamweight did have a couple of good blows, but this was there was always going to be one winner.
And let's get to the point about Sanju. I mean, I was watching the game, and eventually got those three sixes, 23 in that over, and obviously, what a fabulous catch, a freakish catch. The fielder looked bamboozled himself. But the point is, when I look at a Jadeja, I look at a Samson. This is a good pitch to bat on. Samson still kind of looked a bit scratchy. There were two potential near chances. If the ball was full, he obviously hammered it, and they looked absolutely sweet. But moment there were bouncers or there were slower ones, he looked a bit out of ease. How did you read Samson's innings, and especially when you compare to a Shreyas and a Jadeja?
Yeah, you're comparing somebody who's entrenched in the team and somebody's trying to get into the team. So that is not a like-for-like comparison. Shreyas Iyer is already there, 50 in the last game. He's definitely going to be in the 20, whereas the other person is just about making a comeback, has a very good rapport with Rahul Dravid, has had a lot of success under Rahul Dravid. So you will never find the two in the same batting in the same vein. That will never happen. If it was Sanju Samson who was in Shreyas Iyer's shoes and got a lot of runs, and was entrenched in the team, if Shreyas Iyer had come in, even Shreyas Iyer would be playing like Sanju would be. So again, that sense of belonging, the sense of being there. So one person is already in the team, one person is trying to get into the team. It'll always look different. But I thought the innings was very good. It was a short one, out to a freakish catch, yes, true. But at the end of the day, a catch is a catch. I mean, it still did carry, so that's why it's a catch. But I still feel that this innings will give Sanju a lot of confidence. Him and Dravid, as I said, have a very good rapport. Dravid rates him very highly. Very good things said by Sanju, by Rohit, which augurs well for the bonding of the team when everybody is very happy and on the same page. I think he is somebody who can contribute in the middle. Yeah, there are spots open. There is Virat who will come back. There will be players like Surya who will come back. Rishabh coming back. So we have to figure out who bats where. But if I had to keep my 20. He'll definitely be in my 20 as one of the batters outside.
Good to know that he obviously features in the 20. But I always wonder, I mean, what happens after this innings? He's obviously going to be happy and confident. Obviously, he would have wished that he could have got a 50. He was looking on song. But especially when you know that you're in the 20, but to break into the 11, at the same time, the general hype that Sanju is so talented. So when people say you have talent and you have ability, yet obviously you are only going to get that one or two chances to prove yourself. What does a Sanju do? Because if he doesn't, if he had played like a Shreyas today, match winning or a Jadeja like innings, he would have been probably, and I understand that it's not easy, But the question then begs is, what does a Sanju do to kind of become that Shreyas, become that Jadeja, a permanent fixture?
No, I think you need a bit of luck, which you didn't have. Like the dismissal he got out to, that could have easily gone for four. He could have popped out of the hand. And if he is 16 not out in a game and he's there till the end, he's just crossed the line. Then it'll be easier for him next time. Didn't happen for him today. But my comparison earlier was with the fact that the way when Shreyas Iyer and Sanju were batting together, they were looking uh, not in the same rich vein of form, not because of the ability, not because of their form, but it's because of their mindset. Because one knowing that I am there, it's showtime, and the other one saying, I'm trying to get in. So that's the difference. Once Sanju is 16 not out in one game, I hope it's in the next game. I hope they give him a run, a long run, because the series is wrapped up. He gets a 17 not out, he wins your game, he'll turn the corner. And then he'll be in the same boat as a Shreyas Iyer. Right now, he's in a slightly smaller dingy behind him, but he will be soon on that. He has the ability. Just a matter of time.
Hope to see Sanju there, because obviously he's been talked about. He's done some wonders in the IPL, and it's time to kind of make him feel again the whole sense of belonging angle. And Shreyas Iyer, the range, the power, the way he was constructing the innings, it just seemed like the bowlers were eventually, he kind of forced the bowlers to kind of bowl to his plans. Was there, again, when you bowl to a Shreyas who's at this sort of form, back-to-back 50s, aggression, he's looking the part. What does a bowler, clearly Sri Lanka didn't have the ability, but if an Australia or a Pakistan's looking, what's the tactic against a talent and ability and someone who's delivering with this caliber?
To be able to carry out your plans, I don't think they were able to carry out their plans. Shreyas Iyer also has places where he's not as strong as he is, but they just couldn't deliver the ball. They couldn't put the ball under pressure, under the pump. They just could not put the ball over there. Just like Harshal Patel in the last over, he had an off day, he couldn't put it. None of the bowlers did. One, Harshal Patel and Jadeja went for 9+, but everybody else was pretty much okay. So that way, if you look, see people, the ones that are going to bowl in front and at the back, especially when the going is good, it's going to go 10 runs and over. I was having this lovely chat with Manvinder Bisla commentary today off air, where he says that if somebody bowls 17, 18, 16, 18, 20, and he's going at 10 and over, that's good bowling. And I agree with him.
Right.
Because 10 and over at the slog end is good bowling. You can't expect people to bowl 5 runs over. 10 is fantastic bowling, actually.
It's amazing how much our expectations have been.
So it depends who. Yeah, I mean, if I throw a ball to Harshal Patel and say you're bowling 16, 18, 20 and expecting 330, if he does it, I'll be very happy with him. But at the same time, today with Sri Lanka, they just did not have the ability to carry out the plans under the pump when the heat was on to deliver. And it was looking, I mean, who thought we'll win with so many balls to spare? Because there was just nothing in it for them. It was just, you could hit it any way you want, which is why I say that with utmost respect that they're lacking in their skill set right now. It's just a matter of time, but we are comparing a finished product with an unfinished product, and that's not a right comparison.
Let's talk about the Indian bowling. I mean, if I look at the scorecard, first 10 overs, 73, looked still all right. What kind of went? I mean, you mentioned about Harshal. Was it the conditions? Was it just, because I was also seeing all of these guys potentially freezing, playing at 5 degrees. What was it that, in the last 10 overs, India did wrong? Because, Sanaka came and he was just all guns blazing. Anything that India could have done differently, barring Harshal?
No, I think Harshal also tried, his Yorkers didn't fall on a given day. We are all human, none of us are machines. Just like in football, you miss penalties, in golf, you miss putts. In tennis, you miss overheads or volleys. Just a human error. Just didn't happen for him today. And that's why sport is sport. There are no retakes. There are no second chances, which is why I feel for him. And I understand I've been through this a lot, but I've not been able to do it myself. So he will learn from this. Anybody who does it, 70% of the games is very, very good. Somebody who does 80% over is a genius. Nobody does it about 90% or 100%. That's just not possible. So I think we got to give it to him that he's done it at every stage that he's played. But today was not his day. That's the day you need the other foot to put up for you. So if you are going at 52 4 overs. There'll be another couple of guys going 424, 426, 432, 433, and we make up for the 452. So we've all become 433 then.
And overall, I mean, do you see Bhuvi and Bumrah? They clearly seem to be the permanent fixtures going into the World Cup. Bhuvi's obviously made a decent comeback. Bumrah was good to see the way he got Chandimal out after being hit for a boundary. You would kind of stick to that combination for the World Cup, or is that again conditions dependent?
No, I think Bumrah is already there. I mean, he'll play even if you play on water. So that is a given. But I just feel that after Rohit has come, I feel that that's been a second lease of life for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. He seems to be with a lot of confidence. They've played a lot of cricket together. He's seen him under the pump. I just get the feeling that Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's chances have become better after Rohit has become captain. And I also get the feeling that he's savoring the moment. He's actually feeling that he's wanted again, he's required again, and that is making him bowl better. It's a game of confidence. In short, the captain's got his back.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely the last 10 games and 11, I mean, Rohit is the only one to have played all those games, and clearly there is something that he's doing. Obviously not the best happening that is working in Team India and Rohit's favor. So, kudos to Team India. Yes.
Yeah, also you won't find too many bowlers with the skill set of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, who on a seaming track...
I can't hear you. Okay, just a second.
Is that better?
Just a second. Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Yes. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah. So what I was saying is there are very few bowlers in India who have an all-round skill set as a Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. He can bowl with the new ball. He can swing it. He can come in the middle. He can bowl at the end. He's got the Yorkers. He's got the slowers. He's got the variations. To have one bowler have so many things, you won't see Harshal Patel with a new ball jagging it around. He doesn't have that. Okay, so somebody with this amount of range, again, as far as bowling is concerned, even if he's not at his best, it's the duty, it's the job of the team management to make sure that to get his game back to speed, because then he has, and the biggest plus point he has is he's delivered under pressure. For me, that's the number one quality, and then everything else comes with it. Because if you can't take the pressure, then I mean, this is high pressure games. This is nothing compared to what he'll face in the T20 World Cup. So if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen, and he can certainly handle the heat.
No, well said. He definitely seems one of those guys who's unfazed, or even if he's feeling the heat, he doesn't let the steam come out.
Because he's done it. He's done it so many times that he will fail. There will be a couple of games he'll lose it because he's not God. But it's again the percentages that work for you. At least he's the one you go with your best two guys under the pump. And right now, Harshal is proven in IPL, not in international cricket, but he is proven in international cricket, as is just with Bumrah. So I would be feeling rather thin without him in my squad. I would feel that there's one go-to man I have who is missing, and under the pump, I don't know who to go to. That's where the captain's comfort level, go-to person, somebody you have a lot of faith in, and you turn, and nothing like who is looking at different board after Rohit's become captain.
It can make such a big difference as to depending on who you're playing with and playing under. I know you have an early start tomorrow, but I have a question before we end. Is it is about this whole feeling of thick and thin. We started talking about this ever since Dravid took over, the new management took over, support staff, that they needed time to experiment, rebuild the team. As far as stats go, I think they've delivered magnificently. Of course, we could have won that South African. A few things could have gone our way, but from a shot, from an ODI T20 perspective, given that we have the World Cups this year and the next year, are you beginning to feel comfortable that India is finding its feet, finding its combination? Because we always have the problem of plenty.
No, I think, as far as white ball cricket is concerned, we are playing at home. So I wouldn't pay much emphasis on the success over here. I think the test for the Dravid, stroke Rohit, stroke support staff will be when we go to England, when we go to South Africa, like we did, when we go to New Zealand, when we go to, Australia. These are the places our real test will be. So I still feel that if you really want to, uh, you know, hold your own, if you really want to find out how good you are, then it's these tours. And or you play in Australia here, you play South Africa here, you play England here. We've beaten a decent West Indies side, but decent West Indies can blow hot and cold. We know that they can blow hot and cold. They can be really good and then really. This West Indies team that came to India were slightly played below par. So you don't know which West Indies team is going to show up. So that bit is always there, and that was unfortunate because I was hoping it's going to be a close series. But to answer your question, I think the real test for all these teams will obviously be once the real teams come, and I say it with utmost humility.
No, that's absolutely fair on. I really think, India needs more games against the Kiwis, Australia, England, especially the shorter format. In fact, just watching the PSL, I wish there were opportunities for the two teams, Pakistan, India, to play, because it's just amazing to see how even in the shorter version, Pakistan's playing so well, the PSL or in the T20 internationals. But I suppose we'll have to wait for the bigger tournaments for where these teams get to clash against each other. But Joydeep, thank you so much once again. It's good to see that as we both of us do the show, India is winning. Hopefully, we have some sort of a little lucky charm for Team India, and this continues. Thank you once again, and we'll catch you before the next game. Have a great day in the Ranji commentary box.
Thank you. Look forward to that one.
Thank you.